Hello friends, welcome to Free Grammar Lessons. In this video, I will show you about verbs and we will discuss all its types and kinds of verbs. So, let's get started. Hello friends, come on, let us revise and remember whatever we have learned in our previous video. Many of you have remembered maybe this chart of parts of speech where we have 8 parts of speech, and among them most importantly, we have already discussed about nouns, pronouns, and its types. So if you haven't watched, kindly go and watch. The links are in the description. It will be very helpful for you. So now I will discuss with the most important part, which is called verbs in this video. So friends, come on, let's start it. What actually is a grammar? So to understand, it is the main part of the sentence. Thus, a verb tells us about two things: an action of a subject, or it also tells us about the state of being. That means state of being of the subject. Now let me give you some examples of action verb. We can see this picture, then what the man is doing. So in the man is running here in the picture. Another one, what is this batsman doing? The batsman is playing. So we can understand the action verb. Now let me show you the state of being of a verb. So here, in other words, we can say that it is a static type of verb. So what is this boy doing in the picture? The boy is standing. And so here we can say that the verb is stating that the boy is standing. Another more picture, let me give you that what is this boy doing? The boy feels very lazy, and thus the word feels is a state of being of a verb. Let me show you the sentence examples of these verbs now. So friends, first of all, let us look for the action verbs. Children read books regularly. So what are the children doing in this picture? They are reading books, and thus reads is a action verb. Superman is flying in the sky. So here what the man is doing? The Superman is flying in the sky, and thus the action verb is flying. I ride bicycle regularly. Here the boy is riding a cycle, and thus the ride verb is a action verb. So friends, hope you have understood. Now let's look into state verbs. It shows us the state or situation of subjects. So she feels happy today. So how does the girl feels here? The girl is feeling happy. So the feels is a state verbs. Second, I am a boy. So how can we define this person, that whether it is a boy or a girl? We can use by am word, which is a state verbs in the sentence. Third, he is a policeman. So here the state of policeman is shown with the is word in the sentence, and it is a state verbs. So friends, remember, verbs tells the action of a subject or the state or situation of a subject in the sentence. Now let's look into the kinds of verbs. Verbs are divided into two types. They are main verbs and the other is auxiliary verbs. So what is meant by main verbs? So main verbs are the root form of verbs, which are called words that actually shows an action or activity of a subject. They can stand alone. Examples of main verbs are read, sleep, eat, run. So all these verbs can stand alone and they define meaning by themselves. Now friends, let me give you some sentence examples of the main verbs. Sun shines. So what is the activity of sun that it does? It shines. So here the shines is the main verbs and it gives us the full meaning. Another one, bus stops. Now what is the function of the bus that it is doing here? It stops. So the stops is the main verbs in the sentence. Car runs. Now what is the activity of the car here? Here the car runs, and thus the run is the main verbs in the sentence. Now friends, let us discuss about auxiliary verbs, which is also another type of a verb. They gives us more meaning to the main verb. They cannot stand alone. So, auxiliary verbs cannot stand alone. Examples are is, has, do, did. These are the main verbs in the auxiliary verbs. They are also called main auxiliary verbs. Will, shall, may, can, could, might, must. They are all modal auxiliaries in the sentence. Let me give you some sentence examples of the auxiliary verbs of a verb. So here we will take the auxiliary verb may. Let us look at this sentence. Bus may. Bus may what? So there is a question, what will happen to bus or what is happening to bus? So we don't understand full meaning. Now if we look into the full sentences, bus may stop, then we can say that bus may stop, but we are not sure that bus may stop or not. So the sentence gives full meaning, and thus may is the auxiliary verb and stop is the main verb here. Now let's look into another more type of verb, will. If we say Sita will, does this sentence gives us any meaning or any information about Sita? No, it doesn't give. But if we look the full sentence, Sita will come. Thus here we get the full meaning. We have used come as the main verb and will as the helping verb, which is called auxiliary verb. Now let's see the last types of example. Must. They must. Does this sentence gives any full meaning? No. Must word doesn't give any meaning if we don't use it with any main verb. Now if we say they must eat, we get the full meaning that they must eat, and thus eat is the main verb and must is the auxiliary verb we have used. Friends, that's all for this video. Now let us remember whatever we have learned, or let us go back and see what we have learned in the video. We have learned about verbs, and that verbs are of two types or two kinds. They are showing of action, and the other is they show the state of action or the situation of action that the verb is, or the subject is starting in the situation. And also it has got two main types. They are main verbs and auxiliary verbs. So friends, that's all for this video. Hope you have liked my video. If you like my video, please do comment whatever you have got comments to do, and do like it and share to your friends so that they also can learn lot more valuable things from this video. And don't forget to subscribe the channel too.